System malfunction.
The world of refreshments, the most wonderful place. The friendly streets of Nuka-Town put a smile on your face. Now you know this restaurant's just as great as Nuka-Cola. Come on down to Nuka-World and see it for yourself. A vacation that refreshes, a trip you won't forget. A park with every minimum acceptable safety standard met. Quench your thirst for adventure at Nuka-World.
What in the hell was that you just showed us? Well, that was Atomic Heart, the new gameplay combat trailer. Put a link in the description. Thanks for showing us what we could have won. It's still coming out at the end of the year, and I'm going through Nuka-World. First time I've got to it. I owned Fallout 4 for years, but this is a look at the PlayStation 5 2K version. I think you'll get the analogy. I'm using Nuka-World to sort of get that crazy theme park robot fix that we're going to see massively with the new Atomic Heart. Whether it's going to land or not, we don't know. But this definitely does land, and it's really cool to see a revisit on this new resolution. Incidentally, clever me did not notice that Fallout 4 is available for free on Game Pass, so I'm now going to put that on the PC. I'll be able to get 60 frames per second, may even be able to get some higher texture packs on the mods. I want to see this game as best looking as possible before I get to Far Harbor. That's going to be the next video. I am Couch Coop, by the way, and we're not going to reveal any spoilers with this. It's the front end of Nuka-World, looking around, looking at a few of the new enemies and just getting a taste for whether this is worth the money, because it's billed as one of the weaker sets of the 3 DLCs, so that's so interesting. And I'll say this now, if this is the weakest, holy crap, Far Harbor's going to be amazing. Gone in at rank 26. It's supposed to be rank 30. It is revealed to you at rank 30 on the map, but I just wandered over there and instigated it anyway. It has been a bit touch and go, but I just can't I can't go back to pressing anymore. I've got to get on with some new Fallout content. I just about manage it. You can get Paladin Clooney to come with you if you have him as a companion, if you're halfway through one of those quests. So that was really handy. He's a massive bullet sponge and he deals quite a cool bit of damage with his laser gun.
Well, hello there, young fella.
The walk-in, the initial introduction to the area, to the hub, was so important to me. That has to really ring true, and it did. It was excellent. They've gone with a little bit more dilapidation than they have with the theme park on 76, and they haven't repeated that many assets. I'd say about 60% of them are reused. It still looks pretty damn fresh, but what looks and feels very fresh are the NPCs, their outfits, and a lot of the layouts of different pieces of furniture and equipment. This conversation immediately brought a smile to my face. Some of the robots are having a bit of a schizo nightmare and they flip into this like really abusive mode. It was a story that we had on Red Dwarf once. Very cool. I was like, yes, the tone has been set. It is serious, but there's that underlying really cool humor that Bethesda kind of used to be really good at.
Error. System malfunction.
Are you finished wasting my time, you filthy low-life scabber?
Back to that initial change in aesthetic that you're going to notice. The NPC outfits, the bright colours, really reminds me of a Far Cry game with its neons, crazy masks like Plague Doctor themes going on, and animal themes with horns, awesome looking trinkets and new things that I can't wait to put on. I was quite dubious about the size of the map. I have been reading up on the fact that it's very explorable and larger. I just didn't think it would have these really cool sections to it. Galaxy World, the roller coaster section, the mountain, it's huge, and I cannot wait to get my teeth into just all of those different themes and areas, which we're going to go into a few of them. There are changes and differences. You do have quite a few things to do even before you get to this central hub, so don't think you're going to sit down with Nuka-Cola after getting to the spot on the map and see all this stuff. You've got to quite literally run a gauntlet and have quite a big boss fight, which isn't too difficult, but going in anywhere below level 20 25 is going to be quite tough. This particular section has got the radio on, the Nuka-World radio station. It doesn't carry over on capture, which is fair enough, but it is strange. It's a guy like talking really loudly, telling stories like a song. It's good for about 3 minutes, but it's certainly not Two Dogs. I do love the Nuka theme. It's got a Bioshock, even retro-esque 50s jingle feel to it. Very cool, and does stick with you. Probably will make an intro with it. I'm sorry. Something is a little bit smoother with the lighting and the dust. It's probably just me seeing the game for 2K for the first time, but it feels a lot more mellow with its God rays and some of its shadow crispness. But I think that's just me subconsciously trying to justify the extra spend. It's just pretty, full stop, I do want to say.
Sure, we carry guns, but knives are where it's at.
The idea of something having a past function in a video game is one of the more interesting angles, I think, to go at. All of the cool titles do it with derelict old structures that once resembled, I don't know, it might be a ship, an old city underwater, and things have been gradually repaired in a sort of ramshackle way. The lights and the bulbs, the fact you've got a gorilla fighting in the middle here. This is one of the auditoriums where you've got 3 major gang leaders that you liaise with, and they all have their different themes with their bases. Have they changed anything with the weather, or put new storms in, or even adjusted any of the lightning or the way things look when they're wet? Not to any noticeable extent. I know that was probably a bit of a dead end, but I did want to check that. Sometimes if you've got a separate map area in an open world game, they might put something slightly stranger in. Those blue mini nukes that Nukatron's flinging at us, absolutely awesome. You straight up know that you're dealing with a DLC pack as soon as you get into combat. New enemies, new stuff going on, very cool. And robots taking on different roles. Mr. Trophy has just turned into a killer cappuccino maker. Absolutely heartwarming stuff. You do get a compulsory companion for the opening set of missions, and I am and aren't too keen on him. He seems to be a bit elusive when it does kick off, but again, he is a good sponge and he will fling a lot of firepower at the enemies. Just be wary of that, because I sent the dog off with 2 fat mans and a missile launcher on and about 5 nukes, and I walked into Nuketown kind of completely empty-handed. One of the more tragic things about the game's story and its characters, and I covered this when I reviewed Fallout 76 on the co-op level, because these Protectatron robots seem to be a bit more frequent. I love their angle and their speech and how they're really danger Will Robinson, how you can hack them, get them working for you. I feel so sorry for them, the way they keep plodding towards you with all their retro limbs shot out. Such good writing and character design with them. I never bore of interacting with all of the different types. Talking of types, and this is the holy grail for the companion, heavily advertised on all of the PR when the game came out, and all those outfits, Nuka-Cola branding, that's something I'm very much looking forward to. You get constantly flashed the power armor Nuka-Cola design on the loading screens. Now let's touch on Kiddie Kingdom. This is so scary. I got there at night. A lot of this footage I want to put on in the daytime so you guys can see what's going on, but the nighttime in these areas is super spooky, and the fact that they've painted the ghouls up in this really crazy body paint just blows the mind even more of what on earth is being going on in this theme park. Some of the areas just screw you with rads, so you need to be rad away and rad-X, and even wearing that armor that actually produces huge radiation resistance is probably a bonus, but you again need to keep your defense up because you've got ghouls coming at you left, right and center. some fun exploring the arcade. These are done in-engine, which I thought was very cool. They could have been those crappy little holo games, so that was excellent. There's also a basketball one, and you get little tokens to put in the machines. Visiting the different themes in the park is totally awesome. Going to the fun house and going to the Galaxy place, seeing all the dilapidated sights, rides and sounds, but still interacting with them on a sort of crazy apocalyptic front is so cool. The Hall of Mirrors, there's ghouls around the corner, mines on the ground. I half expected the next level to be a Helter Skelter where you were shooting out frag grenades as you spin round on a piece of carpet. There's also quite a lot of antagonist commentary, depending on what world you're in, telling you if you're doing wrong, badly, or just genuinely giving you crap. Again, that is okay, but it does get a bit wary after about 4 hours of someone berating you because you've been going in a circle inside the gauntlet for about 60 minutes. Let's talk bloodworms very quickly. These are some of the newer enemies added to the DLC, and I like the dust cloud entrance. They've seemed to have spent a bit more time on that animation. Certainly looks better than when the scorpions come up, or doesn't glitch out when there's loads of mole rats around. Very cool looking as well, totally scary. They look like giant versions of those things that get put in the ears on Star Trek. I'm going to say Wrath of Khan, don't unsubscribe. So what's to complain about? Nothing. I absolutely love it. This is so worth the money. It's like having a new Fallout game all over again because of that resolution, because the content's new enough, the environments are fresh enough, the enemies I haven't seen before, new weapons, cool new outfits to wear. I'm in the Western section at the moment. What a cool game, and what a great excuse to go back to it. Far Harbour, here I come. I'll see you down there.